Well, hello model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week I wanted to show you one of my Holy Grail kits, as you can tell here, as the assortment. And as you've seen, I've actually featured those two builds, and you've seen a little bit of this one in some of my videos. But this is the Johan 70 Javelin kit here, and I'm going to show you the contents of an unbuilt one right here. Like I said, it's kind of a holy grail for me, and I know for a lot of people. So I just wanted to show, but a quick recap. This is a 70 Javelin Mark Donahue edition, since I like to do a lot of factory stock cars. This one is all resin. If you saw the video, there's really not much of this one. That's another one that I had purchased and restored. That one I did it as the 70 Trans Am Javelin edition. There's a video on both of those. You can see those. And this was another one that came my way as a pretty good deal from a good friend of mine. It's a drag car, and I'm going to restore this one probably with components from that one. So I had the bumpers redone, although this one broke, but I'll have to fix that too. But this one's going to get restored, but the chassis is really flimsy. But you can build this from this kit. So let me move this stuff kind of out of the way here, and we'll get more into the actual kit. So I'll get these out of the way. Okay, well here we are. Here is the kit itself, the 70 Johan Javelin SST. And this is, you can actually build three ways. Of course, I just showed you a built up, but here's the full competition funny car right there. And then the side of the box here where it says stock NASCAR GT Racer and funny car. And understand that meant it was $2 when it was new. Wish it was $2 today. And there's the stock car, highly detailed stock version, which I'll show you the decals, but it doesn't have this decal in the kit. But there's a 70 Javelin SST right there, and talks about some of the other custom kits that are available from Johan at the time. And then here's this side of the box, which is sun faded, but it's the same as the other side. But this is pretty much an unbuilt kit, not exactly mint, but I'll show you what's in here. I've had it a while, but like I said, it's kind of a grail kit for me. So alright, here we go. And there's nothing on the bottom. So here we go. So there she is, all unbuilt. But we'll go over this. The glass is wrapped in tissue, but this kit's been bouncing around in the box for a very long time. So let me just take some of this stuff out of the body here. But here's the stock 70 body, which it has the emblems, the 390 and the SST here, a little bit of flash and mold lines, the Javelin up on the C-pillar, and the Javelin on the back, the lock cylinder. But this body is mint and clean. It's got a couple of rub marks from bouncing around in the box, but very nice body. But there she is. Alright, we'll set that aside. Now the second version, when they came out with this, this was the original issue. You can build this completely stock. The second issue, they modified the body into the race car, so they took the emblems off, put the gas cap in it. I think they flared the wheels a little bit too, but I'm not really sure on that. And then did the full race car interior. So this was the first one, and then the race car is a little bit more common. Here's the stock interior tub, right from the promo too. You know, the bucket seats, the door panels, the back seat there. But nothing real elaborate here. One piece tub, which is, you know, how they were. And here's the dash, and then the steering wheel is just slid in place, but there's the stock dash right there, and the steering wheel. You know, this thing does have a few loose parts, but I just kind of keep that in the interior tub for now. And then here's the stock chassis plate with the exhaust molded in. The NASCAR version. The other one is much more NASCAR version. Doesn't have any of the exhaust or any of this stuff, and it has side exit cutouts, but the exhaust is separate. So this one is the stock chassis, but that's how it's made, with the marks for the pins. So there's that. And then right here, this is the glass. It needs a good polishing. As you can see, it's a little dirty from being bounced around in the box, but it would clean up and be polished out. Some of that's just flat out dust and dirt, but it needs a good cleaning. But it's got this piece of tissue on it for now. And then here's the hood. It's got a little mark right there from something. I don't know if that looks like a tire mark, a little bit of tire burn. But both hinge pins are there. There's the underside of the hood. Set that aside. And then in this bag is the tires, which are still mounted. Here's your 4 stock tires, Goodyear Blue Streaks, still mounted. Which I like these when you paint the blue line on them and then paint the Goodyear lettering. Done it both ways. Not the easiest tires to detail, and once they get misshapen like this one is a little bit, it's really hard to get it out. And here's the drag tires, the funny car drag tires. These ones are in nice shape. So I'll put them back in the bag here. Just kind of keep them in there to keep any future damage. I'll show you that stuff in a minute. So here's this tree. So there's the piece you mounted to the funny car body on the inside, like in this one here. It's mounted on the inside so that you can mount the body on the funny car. So there's that. There's some funny car parts. The race car wheels, which are the wide wheels. The blower, the drive shaft, engine block, and then here's some of the engine parts. The belts, the exhaust manifolds for the stock one, the starter, and here's the intake manifold. This is really not a correct intake manifold for the year of this car, but it's what Johan was giving you, and then the coil is mounted right here. It's kind of like on an odd place. Notice there's no numbers highlighting anything. So it's kind of before you would get a tab with a number, there are no numbers. And the whole kit's that way. This is all roll cage parts, exhaust parts, and whatever this actually is. But this is all roll cage parts right here. Here's some more of the funny car stuff. Here's the frame rails, and then some more of the cage parts, and the differential right here. The racing seat for the race car. The uprights, which those I'm missing for that one. But they're real thin and flimsy. And then more of the funny car parts. So I'll put that off to the side here. This has some of the funny car parts. Here's a wheel back for one of the drag tires. The headers for the drag version. A little bit of flash. And here's more of the engine. A firewall for the stock version. Firewall and a radiator support. And then the oil pan, air cleaner, which this is really not the correct air cleaner, especially for the air grabber setup. But it has the correct for the engine valve covers. Here's the inserts for the axles. The brake booster. Down both sides there. And so there's the other side of it. And then the 4 wheel backs. And then these are for the race car, the brakes. Or the funny car, I should say. So there's all of those parts. And then here's the chrome tree, which very, very brittle and flimsy. There's of course the front bumper, the rear bumper, the stock wheels, the shifter here, and the rear bumper. Then here's the funny car wheelie bars, the funny car wheels, and then the 4 halves of the front wheels for the different spokes, the blower, and all the other blower parts. And then more of the front drag car front suspension, and then the valve covers for the drag engine. This fills in where the taillights go on the rear bumper for the race car version. So not sure if the race car bumper is painted, but so there's all the chrome, so I'll put that back inside the tree. And then the last couple things in here, just some loose parts. There's the battery, and there's the axle pins, a little rusty. And then the really old, see, it's funny, they got numbers on the parts, but notice how they weren't on the tree at all. So here's the petrified directions here. So broken or missing parts, so yeah, I'm going to write, look, October 28th of 1969. There's the rest of the instructions and how to build it, and it's all in here. And upside down. So a really nice table of contents, and then stock and race engine, the funky air cleaners, and all the parts that go along. So here's all of that stuff. And then the last piece, here's the vintage decals. This is the original set. And I'm not sure if these are usable or not. Plus, you know, if I build, one is the NASCAR race car, because this one I think got a crack right there, a smudge right there. But I decided, I contacted Keith Terry Decals, and he made, I scanned him a set, and he made me 2 more sets. So I got 2 sets here after he scanned them and did them. So these are fresh sheets, although the smudge in the scan kept going, but this one isn't quite as registered as well as this one is. But all I really need is 1 good set. So I got these, so I'll definitely be using one when I restore that funny car over there. So I need a good chunk of these decals for that. And then I still have the original kit here, so I'll probably end up eventually using the funny car parts and building this chassis, which is very, very frail and very, very flimsy. Because the front wheels are broken, they've been re-glued multiple times. The header's been glued on. There's a mountain of dust on the chrome, and this thing really needs some good cleaning up. But and it's very, very brittle. But it's pretty much all there. There's a chunk broken here. But if I want to restore this car, and then this is about ready to fall out, but restore that car and, you know, fix the body here. I got the broken pillar here that I can fix. It's got, this whole piece was broken, but the glass does come out. But I got to fix a few things. But I do want to restore this as the funny car since I've got the other 2, and then possibly build the remainder of this kit as the NASCAR. So it's a grail kit for me, but I do have the intention of building it, just not in a real big hurry to build it. I am enjoying it. And then, oh, in this bag is the loose parts. I'm sorry, I skipped a bag. There's the taillights, which these are actually clear. If you notice, the red is kind of foggy and milky. They actually painted these back then. This is clear, so I can strip this and put this in the stripper, and it'll take the red off, and I'll actually have a clear part. So that's just red paint. There's the other engine block, the other missing wheel back because they've fallen off the tree. Here's the race dash for the race car, and then both cylinder heads. Here's the grill insert, and then some more of the parts here. Here's the cross ram intake manifold, the chute, and then here's the distributor, carburetor, the crossover, which this is not correct for this engine, and then right here this timing cover, and then here's the blower base intake manifold. But these kits, the 70 and older kits, they had the engine, it's a AMC engine, but it had the wrong intake, the wrong water pump. It's basically the 66 and older style 327 that's in here, which is not a Chevy 327. It's it's AMC's own design, which predates the Chevy 327. Doesn't predate the 327, but it's in there. So I usually will cast up the intake and the open element air cleaner that I've used on some of the other ones, and I'll cast those parts and use them instead. So we'll get all this stuff back in here and get this all packaged up. But so I figured you would enjoy seeing the contents of an original kit here that hasn't been built, even though some of the parts have been falling off. But it's all here. and someday I will get to building it and restoring it. But this was, like I said, one of my Holy Grail kits. I do have the 68 and 69 kits. I'll show you those in another feature sometime, because the 69 is actually my absolute favorite, although I love the 70 hood. So I really love the 70, but the 69 was my absolute Holy Grail to get that kit in my hands. So I appreciate you subscribing and tuning in and enjoying the video here. I hope you really did enjoy it, and seeing the history on this very rare kit of an unbuilt version that you really don't see too often. And it's funny because something like this, I never really thought I'd have this one. For the longest time I wanted one and kept my eyes open for them, and I would find build-ups like this one, and eventually they would come my way. But this one, when it came my way, I happened to, it was at a good time where I had money and I could jump on it, and I jumped on it. So I figured you would enjoy it. I would show it off to you guys. And you guys, you have a wonderful Saturday and a good weekend. And thank you.